Check this out. From a battery charger. And I hooked it up to this computer case fan. 12 volts. Well, you can run it at 5 and 12. I run it at 12 to get maximum BTU, British Thermal Unit output from this thing. Well, actually it's not cooling, but it's blowing. It's nice. It's got a cool light as well. It goes with my side lights, my LED strips. Pretty cool. For the keen eye as well, you might see that this cable right here, I've tidied that cable up there with some straps. Looked horrible before. Still doesn't look great. I should cover it up. And I've tidied the room and those cupboards behind me there. So they're super neat now. Nice. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 84 of the 10-minute mauling challenge. This is where we make 10-minute videos that aren't 10 minutes. Usually they're in the 20 to 30 to even 40-minute range, and I think the world record for a 10-minute video is 1 hour and 40 minutes that we had for one of the episodes. I think that was the Godzilla one, so you might want to watch that in half speed if you want to drag out 3 hours of your life that you won't get back at any point soon. This week, struggling a little bit of what to do, and I've got tons of suggestions, but I have to feel in the right vibe to do things, so I can't purely go by request there. That's one of the issues actually when I compose music. That's why I like to compose music for a third, like for a library or something, because then I can just go with my mood. When I get a request to do something specific, I struggle. It's like an imposter syndrome type of thing where you think, oh well, I can't do this, can I? So, and then you fail at it. So that's why I like to just go with the flow, and I'll maximize my time by doing something that I actually like doing at the time. So this week around, saying this, I'm gonna do a moon base for no particular reason. I just felt maybe I'll do a moon first, I thought, with some craters, and I thought, I'll spice it up a little bit and put some moon bases there, some just geometry there to represent maybe a little moon base. I'm gonna downscale it. Usually I don't like when planets are shrunk down in games to like small tennis ball sized objects. But then when I think about it, it's pretty good that they do it, because otherwise the planets would be too big. I'm actually playing Astroneer with my son right now. We're having a really good time exploring those different planets. And thank somebody, thank the devs for not making those planets real time size, because we would have been lost a long time ago. Saying that, I'm gonna do a small, maybe not tennis ball size, but smallish anyway, moon, and then I'll put a little moon base on it. It's gonna be exciting, and we've got 10 minutes on it, 10 minutes on the clock as usual. I've already prepped that to save some time, and then I'm wasting it by speaking about it. I'm on vacation right now. It's having a really good time. My daughter Maya turned 7 yesterday. We had a really good day, and it rained most of the day, but that didn't matter. She got a lot of fidget toys. That seems to be still the latest craze. I have no idea how they can market like junk plastic and then just get all the kids raving about it. So thumbs up to the people that are marketing. Not like me marketing my indie games and stuff like that. I'm terrible at that. So I should look at how they do it. Maybe the whole TikTok thing, but no one wants to play my type of games on TikTok or even on YouTube for that matter. So I've got to make better games, and we're actually making a better game right now, and it's called Line War. You should check that out if you haven't. Link in the description, and that will only appeal to you if you're a strategy game fan. So if you're not a strategy game fan, it probably won't appeal to you. But then I'll be making some other games for that. I'm actually looking forward to doing a little mini Steam release at some point to just fresh that bit up, because the Line War release is like a multi-year project. We've been working on it for 2 years, and it's going to still be, the early access has actually been pushed to Q1 to 2022, so maybe I'll be able to push a little mini game out. I want to do something like arcadey style and actually have it on Steam to just freshen up on those on the dashboard. It's quite complicated, the Steam dashboard, I think. Feels like a 90s web page, HTML. Features been jammed in there, and it's a bit difficult to navigate, so I'll refresh my skills on that. All right, Moonbase Alpha, here we go. Pinging you from Earth. Earth to Moonbase Alpha in 5, 4, 3, 2. Ignition. There we go. Tab into edit mode, and we're actually rolling it. Actually, before that, I'm going to do Control 5 to get this into a subdivide. Control A, and then let's do sphere eyes on this. F3 sphere, or 2 sphere, just to make it extra spherical. There we go. Now it's super spherical. And then we'll put some craters on this thing. Maybe I'll scale it up a little bit first to get a little bit more scale on it. There we go. Sculpt. Okay, I'm just gonna do some crazy craters now. And I'm just holding the control key to go down, holding the normal no control key to go up. And I'm just gonna do some crazy craters. Crazy craters. So control to go down in the middle, and without control to go in the circles. I'm going to make it very cartoony. That's one weird crater. It's splashed from the side, so let's put some streaks here as well. Okay, we're not gonna see all of these from where we put the moon base. Not even sure where we're gonna put it yet, but let's just slap some crazy. We're gonna go even low polyer with this thing as well. So I've nearly created all the craters. Our moon is nearly complete. I know it looks very cartoony and low poly at the moment, but we're gonna go even low polyer, like I said. There we go. And we'll put some like crater ejecta, I think it's called, with this stuff that's getting thrown out. So there we go. And that's gonna be our base for the moon. And I'm gonna slap a modifier on this one now. Let's do a little down here as well. There we go. That's it. 832. We've got the basis for a crater there. Now we'll go here, add modifier, and I'm gonna decimate this thing and go down. So we go super low poly here. Maybe like that will do. And then we'll apply this one, Control A, and that's gonna, let's find a good landing space now as well. That's a bit weird, that one. So let's find a good landing spot. We want with double craters maybe. Here. Here, we're landing right here. No, we're not. Where are we landing? Here. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to the UV editing tab here. This is where I like to work. I know it looks very weird right now, so, but that's okay. Here, we'll put the moon base in this crater. So Shift A, cube. Okay, Shift right click first so we get the cursor there. Shift A, cube, and then scale it down. And okay, I'm gonna actually put the moon base up here then so we can work with the existing geometry in the axes. A, scale, 0 on the left side for the UVs. Make a little bit, actually we'll make the moon a bit darker as well. So L to select the linked, G, maybe that color on the moon. Then the moon base here can be a bit brighter. It's a good place to live. So I'm gonna, this is gonna be like a rocket base there. So I'm just gonna go Shift D, duplicate, E to extrude. Put some geometry down here, Shift D to duplicate that face, move it in, E to extrude this one out. Shift D, I'm just gonna scale it, E to extrude that on. Shift D, duplicate this one, E to extrude that one, move it out here, and we've got 653, so let's just go crazy with this thing. It's not really that crazy, but anyway. Okay, here we can put Shift right click, we'll put the rocket here. This is where like the landing thing is. So we'll do a cylinder, we'll go low poly of course, so we'll go maybe just 8. Keep that low poly look. Scale, Shift Z, so we scale on everything except the Z axis there. That's quite a tall rocket, so the A scale, should we put some color theme on? It's going to be blue team here. And then we'll do Control R, loop cut that one. And I have to press delete now, del key, to get that centered nicely on there. And Control R. Okay, that's okay actually. We'll do E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale. And we'll just go, no, don't like that. E to extrude, S to scale. Okay, that's it. Now let's put some fins on here as well. Not like the native fins, but it's gonna be for Alt E and then F3, checker, deselect, I to inset, and then Alt E, extrude long face normals, and then just bring these down. I've actually done a rocket fairly recently for our Line War game, so I'll keep a similar look to that one, but I'll keep it even low polyer. That's not even a verb, is it? Well, it's not even a verb, something totally different. Anyway, let's go, this one can be, let's go for like a white color there, and then the fins. This actually turns out like the Finnish colors for the fins on the rocket. Okay, Control plus, but these will go white as well. So that's it. That's gonna be the rock. Oh, down here as well. It's all frosty. Ooh. Am I wasted all my time? Come on. There we go. Right click, G, black. Okay, 452. Okay, let's put some like these things here. Shift A, icosphere, scale that down. A, scale 0. Let's bring that to like a white. I, and then I again for individual. And we have to be really careful there. There we go. Alt E, extrude long face normals down. And then should we put black here? These are some like domes of some sort. So we can do Shift D to duplicate that one. And here we'll do like an entrance thing. So these two, E to extrude, but I'll slide these manually. These are like some entrance things. That should be all right. And here's like some excavation thing, E to extrude, rotate, G, E to extrude, S this on our rotate. I have no idea what this is. E to, this is like some sort of a, if they're gonna excavate. Excavate? Is that what it's called? They're gonna do research down here in the crater, E to extrude. Okay, that's it. Some hoses going down there. A lot of hoses. 352. Okay, we have to do something about this base. Shift D. So I'm just going to throw a lot of different types of geometry here just to make it a little bit more interesting. Shift D, scale, E to extrude that on. I like to throw some accents on as well. So let's just do E to extrude here and then color this the team color. Remember, the blue team here for some reason. And then just to make it a little bit more interesting, I'll slant those. Do this a bit in line war, the style. Just some really simple stuff to make the colors pop a little bit more. Here, maybe I to inset, E to extrude. This could be like some sort of a storage facility, I don't know. Shift D, scale, E to extrude that on. And here we'll do, we've got 3 minutes to just put some accents on this thing. We'll do Shift D. Here's some other feature, E to extrude. That's the beauty thing with low poly, you can't really go wrong unless it goes really wrong. Then it goes totally wrong. Scale. Bring it, E to extrude that on, L, Shift D, duplicate. Sometimes repetitions of elements looks pretty good as well. This one's floating in space here. Well, the whole planet is, or the whole moon is. Let's put a little interesting feature here. Scale, Y, it's just a box. How interesting can that be? Got no idea, but with interesting, I mean, I'll just make it on the corner there for some reason. All right. We have to put, maybe we'll do E to extrude that one a little bit further. Control R. We have to put some accents in here as well. Dark. We've got 2 minutes to go. It's not looking that great. We need to do something here for the base. Maybe this will need like a little launch tower thing. E to extrude that on. Shift D. Shift D is my fan now. My favorite, it's called. To do just quickly duplicate faces there. So maybe I want this some sort of a, I don't know, Shift D, duplicate. I know it doesn't look like a tower, but it's like some feature there anyway. And this, maybe Shift D here as well, E to extrude, and let's just get some darker color here. It's been, by all the launches that's never taken place there. Shift D, we've got 1 minute 40. So E to extrude this one. I'll just do E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude. And Shift D, scale. I don't know why I did Shift D there, but never mind. And then we'll put some slant here. Maybe we'll colorize this, the team color, remember, blue. This looks a bit bland, so scale, E to extrude that on, E to extrude. We need some features here, so we'll do E to extrude, S to scale. Should we pull that up? Some slant as well. It's flickering, something's flickering. What's going on? G. Some darker there. Okay, I've got 1 minute to go. This one is actually overlapping there, so no, do it there. Let's put some more accents then. Just Shift D, scale, scale Z, scale X. Here we go. E to extrude, L, blue. So just keeping going with the flow here. Scale Y, scale Z. Wherever I think it needs a little bit of detail, I'll just put something in. So there we go. L, maybe darker there. Oh, L, darker. And this one looks a bit boring, so let's go. I've got 19 seconds. Some foundations here. L, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D. And should I bring this out? That's it. I to inset, E to extrude, airlock, or whatever. That's it. Time's up. 10 minutes. It goes faster every time I do 10 minutes. It feels faster. In relation to my, relatively to my lifespan, I guess 10 minutes is shorter and shorter every time because I'm getting, well, last video I said I was getting younger and younger. So, but that was at heart. So maybe not the most spectacular moon base there, but if you use your imagination, maybe it could be good enough for something. Let's put some, have we got shadows on here? Oh, we've got, no, maybe shadows will help it a little bit. Should we put some specularity in the viewport here as well? Specular is on. Maybe we can look in the viewport here, editor, and then do edit studio lights. Should we do some, so the diffuse we can bring down a bit. And the specular is already quite high. So that's it. Shiny moon, just to get some nicer vibes there. So obviously this won't hold up to a close-up like this. You'd be like, okay, what's going on here? But again, if you're making like just a little game with some moon bases or something viewed from a distance, maybe you're doing a mobile phone game, then this could be pretty good actually. This could be good. Let's switch off Cavity to see what that looks like just for a laugh. There we go. Yeah, Cavity isn't... I like it a lot, but then sometimes I like it just a plain poly look as well, a bit more like a vector thing. And this would definitely work as well. Maybe you'd probably need some stronger lights and some different features, but let's put Cavity back on. There we go. It's nearly like you've textured it when you do Cavity. And like I said a little while back, there's actually a guy that's done a Cavity shader for Unity. And he was going to release it as an asset, and it looked like he did a spectacular job of actually getting the look that Blender has got. So I'm really excited about that one. I'm going to check up with him and see if he's actually released the asset, because he had a forum post and he sent me a preview. And I ran out of time to test it properly because I had some issues in the beginning. But I'm going to test it again, and I want to make sure that if it's released or something, I'm going to give it a shout out on this channel, because I think the Cavity look is pretty cool. So you can't really just... do it easily in Unity with a simple shader. He's actually done a really intricate work with this shader. Quite a lot of programming going into like a screen space type of effect to get this Cavity look. So I'm excited about it. Hopefully we can start using that in Unity soon. So that's it. What should the tip this week? I'm running out of tips because I keep doing the simple stuff. My tip is to keep it simple. Just don't overdo it. And especially if you prototype stuff, you can always throw some more details on at a later stage. But again, keep it super basic. Play with the geometry and get a feel for it, and then iterate over and if you want to improve it in the future. But sometimes, like I've noticed in Line War, for example, that I spent hours and hours on doing new cities for that game. And even the factory, I spent loads of time doing a really detailed work. And I thought, ooh, this is going to be amazing when we put it in the game. And then I put it in the game and it looked terrible because they're so small scale in the game. So when you look at it from a distance, it just looked like a little blur of I don't know what. So I had to scrap the whole thing that I did. I even detonated the whole city because I did a destroyed city model or 3 different damage levels. And then I also did a fragmented version where the cities explode. And then I had to go back. I had to scrap all that work, and then I redid them with simpler geometry, a bit close to how this actually looks, with some simple slanted edges and just dark and light areas. And I kept the geometry super simple, and I still use this method to colorize those objects, because when they're shrunk down to about that size in the game, it looks actually a lot tidier and neater. It doesn't stand for... you can't really zoom into it, that's a problem. Then you need to swap those for a more detailed level, maybe just texture map them and put maybe some more details on it. But for my game, or for our game, for Line War, it was definitely enough to just keep that simplicity. So I switched to a different workflow in Line War when I learned that spending a lot of time making a detailed object doesn't necessarily make it that good. So I switched the workflow by creating a simple mock-up, and then I imported it into Unity. And then as I did updates in Blender, I kept re-exporting it so I could see how it looked in the game. And I did that quite often, and I realized that I could save a lot of time to do it, and I instantly noticed when something looked out of place. So that's a tip. Work simpler, don't overdo it, and keep it in the game engine as well. Make sure you verify what the objects look like in the game engine frequently. And if you're happy enough with the detail, then you've saved yourself a lot of time. One thing we should do as well with this thing is we should it blends in a little bit with the background here, which is a natural gray in Blender. So what we should do maybe is drop down this thing, and we'll switch the background here to viewport, and then switch this to black, like space. And then we should switch off this floor as well. Which one's this on? It's on this one. Floor we don't need. That's it. Then it looks a little bit more authentic, space-wise. Let's see. Moonbase Alpha. Did anyone watch that one? Moonbase Alpha. I never really fell for that one, but I'm gonna enjoy watching The Expanse season 4 and 5. I haven't seen those yet, so So that's going to be it for this week, folks. I hope you're having a great summer. It's cooling down a little bit now. We've got some much needed rain. I know Europe has unfortunately been flooded a lot lately, so hopefully things are looking a little bit brighter there as well. And wish everyone well down there in the Central Europe region. I know Germany and Belgium got hit really hard by that. So hang in there. I hope everyone's doing all right. And until next week, have a great one. And I'm going to be recording some vlog footage. I couldn't contain myself, so I actually ordered a Sony FX3. I was waiting for the GH6, the Panasonic, but it's only been announced and I know they're working on it, and I took the leap. I'm recording this on a GH5 camera, and that might actually stay here by the computer. And then I'm going to use the Sony FX3 and hopefully do some more dynamic content where I'm just not stuck in the seat all the time. Need to move about a little bit, exercise, and film outside. Maybe I'll take you on a journey of sound recording out in the open with my shotgun mic. That should be fun. All right, that's it. Take care, everyone, and give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.